The Mid-America Veterans Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit business. Your donations serve to further the museum's mission of sharing and preserving the stories of our veterans. To donate, visit mavm.org and click on Donate. The content covered in this podcast is for general informational, historical, and educational purposes only. Discussions about historical events, military service, personal experiences, or sensitive topics are presented for educational and archival purposes. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the host and/or guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy or endorsement of the Mid-America Veterans Museum. Neither the organization, host, director, nor the guest shall at any time be liable for the content covered, causing offense, distress, or any other reaction.
Welcome to the Operation Insight podcast from the Mid-America Veterans Museum with your host, Jason Galvin and Sergeant Ethan Gross. Well, welcome back, family. We are really excited to host one of our special guests tonight here at the museum, who is a veteran and a community leader. And Ethan, go ahead and share with the audience who we have in the studio tonight.
Yeah, this evening we have the absolute pleasure of welcoming someone who has put forth a lot of sweat equity into our community. I think that's a term I've heard you say before, Cynthia. We have Airman First Class Cynthia McCrea, U.S. Air Force Reserve, July 1988 to June 1995. Besides being a veteran, Cynthia is the founder and president of Veteran Women of Influence in the St. Louis area. And she is also the founder of the Van Deventer Neighborhood Community Healing and Meditation Garden. Along with her mother, who is also a veteran, we'll discuss that later on, she received the 2023 Community Builders Resident Leadership Award, a prestigious award that goes towards community leaders and those that are putting in that sweat equity. So, Cynthia, it's a real pleasure to have you here tonight. I'm disappointed that we're the second podcast you've been on, but we'll move past that. Glad you're here. Glad you're here to discuss not only your experience as a veteran, but also your experience as a community leader in St. Louis. You're also the daughter of, as I mentioned earlier, your mother is a veteran, but your father was a veteran as well. Your father, Sergeant Major Thomas McCrea, U.S. Army 1948 to 1977, and your mother was an Air Force nurse, Lieutenant Dolores McCrea, 1962 to 1965, both of whom participated in the Veteran History Project in 2012. So, Cynthia, let's start with something simple. Tell us about your upbringing and your family.
Well, thank you for letting me be on your show, and thank you for letting me feel so comfortable. I appreciate that, you guys.
Of course.
My background. Okay, let's see. Where do we start? Well, we actually grew up in Wellston at a time where there were a lot of professional African Americans, and we went to parochial school. And my mom was one of the nurses at the school. My dad was, of course, in the military. And it's funny that we went to the records division to find out more information about him, and they said, oh, your dad only has 3 years of service. I'm like, my dad was in the military all of my life. What are you talking about? So he got out of active duty when I was born, and he went directly into the reserves.
Gotcha.
So he did the reserves for a long time, and then he went into working for federal government. So.
Wow.
Let's see, they met at a party by his brother. My dad's from South Carolina.
Yeah.
He moved up to St. Louis. I think he was like 16 or 17 when he joined the military. Really young. He just wanted to get out of South Carolina.
Sure.
And do something.
Yeah.
So we grew up in Wellston, and we just had a great time with professors, and we had doctors on our street and nurses and people who worked at Ford, who worked at Pan Am and TWA. They were all professionals, school teachers. And nowadays you see a lot of people they just don't have jobs, or they're just trying to figure out what they want to do, or it's just so different.
Sure.
The world is so different.
It felt vibrant back then, it sounds like.
Block parties. It was always clean. It was a mixed neighborhood as well. We went to school at parochial school with nuns. So we were surrounded by people of all different races. It wasn't just African Americans. It was all different races. And then by the time I turned 8, we moved out into Olivet. Mom became a nurse for Parkway School Districts, Ladue School Districts, and Clayton School District. And Dad was doing his military thing.
Yeah. If you would, I know I would benefit from this. Tell us about the Wellston area.
Yeah.
Where it sits in St. Louis, and a little bit about sort of its history, if you have that information.
Let's see. It's off of MLK and Skinker. That's what I can remember.
Gotcha. And what was it about its location that you think drew all of those professionals?
I think a lot of the black people were pushed over into that neighborhood, but where we were, there were a lot of Jewish people that owned the shops there, but there were a lot of black shops there, that were there as well.
Yeah.
A lot of business owners were black, restaurants, clothing shops, and whatnot. They owned the cleaners, all the little stores that were around, but it was, like I said, it was very diverse.
Sure, like a melting pot.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So how did that compare to Olivet? Pretty different, I'm assuming.
I'm going to tell you, we always had celebrities in the neighborhood. We lived right on Indian Meadows. Okay. So when you first come into Indian Meadows subdivision, what is the lady's name? Oh, jeez. Carol Channing.
Oh, sure.
Carol Channing lived a block up the street on the corner from us. We had a lot of people from Monsanto.
Oh, sure.
It's now Bayer.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, my parents bought me this little portable record player. And my first album was The Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter 23. Oh, my God. It was red. It was see-through. Scratch and sniff. It smelled like strawberries. But the song does not mention anything about strawberries. Nothing about it.
What a ripoff.
And we had the curtains. I would just put myself in between the curtains and the couch. Just hide right there. That was my little cozy place. My parents always knew that's where she's going to go.
It was you and your brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, he was always out with his friends, so I was not allowed to go with him and his friends. We stay at home. You don't need to come with us. Why do you want to hang out with us? They're riding their bikes, trying to get at all the girls anyway. I remember one winter I was playing my records, and then I saw this guy just coming down the street, just like Bugs Bunny. But he was on skis, and I was like, because I'd never seen anybody on skis except on, television.
Sure, yeah.
In cartoons. And I was like, I want to do that. That looks fun. And then in summertime, he would always jog. I had to be at the window. There goes the cute guy. He's jogging. He's always doing something. But the guy that was on skis actually was a black guy. He was a scientist over at Monsanto. And I was like, wow. A black dude skiing? You gotta be kidding me.
Forget the scientist part.
Yeah, forget that part. But I found out that back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, one of the biggest ski clubs in America was the Brotherhood of Skiers.
That's interesting.
ESA,
I did not know that.
And it was the biggest, all black people. Yeah.
Wow.
So I ski to this day. I got an opportunity when Billy the Kid came to St. Louis. He was a big professional skier in the Olympics and all that, and he wanted to teach inner city kids how to ski. And he was up on Art Hill, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, Dad, you got to take me. You got to take me. You got to take me." They were like, "Okay, you want to go?" And they had this little rope, and we just pull ourselves up, and then we ski back down, and they would teach us how to plow.
Sure.
Nice.
It was so cool. I loved it.
That's pretty awesome on Art Hill, of all the places. That's really
I
cool
had
spot.
fun as a kid. My mom took us to every place that she could. I lived at the art museum and at the history museum, because the history museum has free, and I think they still do this, free activities for our kids on Sundays. And on Saturdays, they would just take us at the art museum, and we would have classes there, and we'd learn how to do all kinds of different things. And my parents would take us to the YMCA, learn how to swim when I was 6 months old. My brother and I, 6 months old.
Yeah.
Football, he would do football, so I'd have to be in cheerleading.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything that had to do with music and dancing, I was there. So, yeah.
Did you feel that presence of military lifestyle in the household with your parents?
Not really, no. I would not feel that way until my dad started receiving a bunch of awards. And we would always have to go up to Jefferson City. And we'd sit there with my grandmother and my mom, and we'd watch my dad get his award, and then we'd go home.
Would your dad discuss it on the way back?
Not that I recall.
Yeah.
I was into the music. It was great. It was, we get to go away. Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
Little road trip for music, yes.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the back just jamming out to the music. Listen to Billy Preston. Whatever was happening. Disco music, Donna Summer at that time.
Yeah.
I was into the music, and I was like, this is the best.
Was your dad a relatively taciturn or modest person regarding his military career?
He was quiet. My dad was quiet.
Yeah.
And I found out I was had to go down to training in Texas I was in the military. I've been trying to get into what's the name of the doggone thing? FEMA. I tried to get into FEMA for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And they just would not accept me. I'm like, you've got the reserves and everything. I've got background military. I've got all of this. I've got so much experience.
Yeah.
And FEMA just would not hire me. And finally, an organization was like, come on out, get your FEMA credentials, get your picture and all this stuff. So they got me an Uber, and I was with the guy, and he was asking me about my background. And he said, oh, tell me about your dad. And I was like, oh, yeah, my dad was Special Forces, Green Beret, paratrooper, sniper, and he was, wait for it, an alcoholic. And he was like, yep, that's what happens to most of those guys. They want to kill that feeling. Yeah. When the president calls them and tells them, they have to go, you have to go. They can't tell the family where they're going to go. It was like always a secret. And, yeah, a lot of that was just hard on them.
Sure.
And so it was hard on, my mother.
Yeah.
Was it hard on us as kids? Maybe for my brother, but not so much for me.
Were you still young enough, basically, where it didn't affect you?
I was living in Disney. I seriously was. I would read. And what I would read are plays. I loved plays. And I would read aloud to myself. I'd play every character. Loved watching musicals. I would go down into the basement. Okay, I'm going to age myself. We have the reel-to-reel projector.
Oh, I remember those.
we could get those, the whole thing, the whole film from the library. We would check it out just like you do a DVD nowadays.
Sure, yeah.
Whole canister, right?
Yeah, man. I would go get all the ski ones. Oh. The ski ones, anything about surfing, anything that took me away from where I was just to put me to, into my Disney world. And I would, when my dad would spend time at home, he could cook his butt off. My mom didn't really like to cook, so he did all the cooking. Yeah, and
What was your favorite dish of your father's?
let's see. Right now, what I can remember is he made one day a chicken and rice. Lord Jesus, oh my goodness! It was a spicy, like peppery spice,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh, it's so good." I was like, "Why don't you make this again? You know, you never make this, never made it again.
That
He
was
only made
it.
it
One
once."
and done.
I don't know what in his mind. I think he was trying to remember something from his childhood.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's interesting what you were saying about your father. I hope you don't mind me asking you this question, because I watched both your father and your mother's Veteran History Project interviews. Towards the beginning of your father's interview, you probably know what I'm talking about. He's asked a question about how many siblings he had, and he gets very squirmish in the interview. It's a video interview.
Well, let me tell you something. My dad was having some memory issues at that time, and he was going through prostate cancer.
He probably just couldn't remember the number then.
Yeah. I watched that video, and it was hard to watch. And I was like,
Yeah.
spit it out. You
Yeah.
know this. Spit it out, brother.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and I was like, and he would giggle in there because he couldn't remember stuff. No, and then I started crying, and I was like, why are you crying? Don't cry.
Yeah.
This opportunity, you get to see your dad again.
Yeah.
So I actually, keep the little thing. So I just,
Every once in a
why I
while.
did
Hear his
Yeah.
voice. I love
yeah,
that.
it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that, because at first, for someone who doesn't know and is unaware, when you watch it, my assumption was, he must be like embarrassed by the number or something, because he mentions his father had remarried or something. I didn't realize it was just a memory issue thing.
It was like 16 or 17 of the kids. My grandmother his mom was pushing them out in her in her 60s.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She was this dark lady. I wish I had pictures of her. But she was petite and dark, and she was scary.
Well, after 16 kids, she probably didn't want to put up with much more.
Hey, man, there you go. There you go. I think I got an opportunity. She stayed with us for a summer.
Amazing. That must have been awesome.
She was a voodoo priestess.
Oh, was she
my
really?
goodness. Where in South Carolina were they from?
So, okay, granddad, my dad's father, was from Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh, wow.
And he met her over in King's Tree, South Carolina.
How about that?
Yeah. They were, what do you call it?
I'm trying to think of what.
Sharecropper?
Sharecroppers.
There it is.
They were sharecroppers. So they had all of this land, so like 100 acres or something like that. And all these kids, they got a chance to split it up and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember going to visit them. I think I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. That water stunk. It was well water. It smelled like sulfur, man.
Sulfur, yeah.
And we had the little pump in the kitchen, and there's no air conditioning. And all the kids, my brother, he's very sociable. I'm an extrovert introvert.
Yeah, I understand.
If you get with me, then we're cool.
Yeah.
But if you want me to come over and really introduce myself,
Yeah.
I'm not really going to do that, but I might try to.
I
Take
can
it or
feel
leave
that.
it. And
I can feel that.
so it's like, okay, I'm sitting there. I decided to sit on the stoop of my grandmother's little place. She had the house. It's like a 2-bedroom shack.
Wow.
And everybody else had like RV trailers on the lot.
Gotcha.
All the kids. So I decided to sit there, and I saw this little plant. And I looked at the little plant. I said, oh, that's different. It's got little white things on it. And I looked close. I said, oh, it's cotton. Because it looked like cotton, from the pill boxes
Sure.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm going to pick it. Oh, boy, did that thing sting me. Oh, it had thorns. I didn't even see the thorns. Thorns all over that sucker.
Yeah.
And the dirt was like, it had been worked so hard that you see the moon, how it has those little hole craters. You just go poof, and you put your hands down, and it would go poof.
Wow.
And it would make those little craters.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yeah,
Been
I remember
worked so
that.
long. Yep.
I remember that. Oh man, like it was just yesterday
What a
or
memory
just
to
this
have.
morning.
Yeah.
It
And
was
South
just the
Carolina is
coolest
so
stuff.
hot without air conditioning.
Ooh, Lord.
I've been there, and in October I've been there, and it was hot in October.
So yeah, there you go.
So what was it? You mentioned earlier that your dad joined so early on to get away from South Carolina. What was it that he was escaping?
Mhm. Again, he didn't talk very much.
Yeah.
He wrote a book, and he talks a little bit about his life story in his book.
What's the name of the book?
Yeah, let's get the title of the book.
Memories.
By Thomas McCrea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it on Amazon or anything?
I need to be able to get it on there and get it to the library and all that.
That'd be
stuff.
great. Yeah.
I need to do that. My nephew's like, I don't understand that book. He's just talking. I was like, okay, so he had a guy come over and help him. I was in college at this time.
Sure.
He had a guy come over, and he wrote word for word, and he also used a recorder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what it was. It wasn't put together as a story. It was just plop right there.
A true narrative.
Like an amalgamation of stories.
It just needs to be really rewritten in a way that people can understand what he was talking about. He had we had another sister, half sister, who had 6 kids, and she came to St. Louis and was murdered in St. Louis. The person followed her here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and she had the 6 kids, and they wanted to live with us. Okay, so 6 plus my brother and I, that's 8, and then my mom and dad, that's 10, living in a 3-bedroom house in Olivet. Come on, in an A-frame house. I don't think so.
What happened to those 6 children then?
They all went back to South Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
My dad had to send them back to his sister who never had any kids.
Yeah.
And she decided to raise them, and the kids hate us. No, seriously, they hate us. One of them actually called yesterday. I was like, wow.
They weren't fond of being sent back?
No, they thought that my mom hated them, and that was just not the case. That was not the case. If as adults, they should look back and think about it. Man, that was a tiny house.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to really stay in that house.
No, it would have been impossible. That's not a good living situation.
No, that would have been really hard for sure.
And everybody thinks, oh, you live in Olivet, you're rich. Yeah, no. We lived in middle section of Olivet. Olivet has lower Olivet. That's near Elmwood, near the train tracks, and then we have middle Olivet, which is Indian Meadows, and then you have on the other side of Olive, you have upper Olivet. Those people are actually making like $80,000+ a year.
Sure.
We were in the lower part. Come on.
Just surviving, middle class.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned earlier how your grandmother and grandfather met. He was from Jamaica. She was from there in South Carolina. How did your parents meet?
At a party.
Oh, that's right. At a party.
At a party,
okay.
yeah. And then
that was in St. Louis?
Mm-hmm. Yep. My grandmother and my mom's mom and her dad. Granddad, Hudson Graham, he was in I believe it was the Navy or the Coast Guard. And I don't know, he play on. I tell you, he had a penchant for sexy women. And
Most sailors do.
my grandmother was very, very pretty, and had that, I always call it a Lucille Ball hairdo. She kept that hairdo tight. She would pin curl it and everything every night and put that little holy, what do you call it, the hair net on?
Sure. Yeah.
And she would Aquanet.
Oh, my goodness.
The perfume, the makeup, all with her skincare products,
Yeah.
they always smelled like perfume. But she always smelled beautiful.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
Rose water.
Rose water was a good one, too. Yeah, they used the heck out of that. And Pond's cold cream.
Was your mother already in the Air Force when she met your father?
Yes.
Okay.
So she was an officer, and he's enlisted.
Yeah.
So.
Tell us how your mom got into the military. What was the course that how she got in?
Okay, so her story is a story of stories, and she's also in the History Museum.
Oh, very nice.
So, mom's 87. She was what is the name of the school? I always forget the name. Named after a lawyer. Oh my goodness. They have a huge story on YouTube and all of this stuff about them. And so she was going to this school to get her she wanted to be an anesthesiologist. First, it was a baby doctor, then an anesthesiologist. And it turns out that she had to just do something.
Sure.
Her grandmother said, "You got to do something. You're not going to live in this house." So she became a nurse.
Yeah.
And the next door neighbor was Mr. Charles Brantley, Captain Charles Brantley of the Air Force, Tuskegee Airman. And he said, "Well, yeah, you could join the Air Force." And then she joined the Air Force, became an Air Force nurse. Yeah. And about the time I was 9, she decided to go back to school to get her master's degree in nursing. And so my mom is a psych nurse, and she will psych you out. Careful around her. You got to interview her. You'll see what I'm talking about.
We'd love to, yeah.
She's a sharp one, boy.
Nothing gets past her.
Very sharp, yeah.
Something that is unique about her story, if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, Cynthia, but she got to encounter a lot of Air Force personnel who were experiencing PTSD, but at that point in time, it was known as shell shock. Mm-hmm. What do you recall about her recollecting those experiences with you?
She didn't talk about the military. Not at all. Never talked
Really?
about the military.
Okay.
I just found out about the military. Gosh. When did I find out? I think I was a teenager when I found out that she had been in the military.
Gotcha.
I mean, her picture was right in front of my face. She walked into her grandmother's house, and the picture's right there in her uniform.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
There's Mom.
Yeah,
We keep going.
Sure.
Oh, there's a picture of some celebrities on the wall. Keep moving.
Like you said, Ethan, it was known as shell shock or also combat fatigue. And I think that many people, American citizens, didn't understand either of those terms or the implications. And I don't even think the military fully understood what the implications were. So for somebody who is a nurse that is now working in this unique atmosphere, even though they're skilled at the psych part of it, but adding the military component, and could have been very difficult at that time, but very admirable that she took it on.
Yeah, very much so.
I just remember that Mom worked at Malcolm Bliss. That's all I know. Mom worked at Malcolm Bliss, and in the evening time, she would also do private health care, nursing at different wealthy people's homes in Ladue and Frontenac.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, you've told us a little bit about how your mother came to enlist in the Air Force. If I'm understanding you correctly, Cynthia, I'm actually kind of shocked that you found your way, because, you don't notice your mom's photo of her in the uniform. You're taking these trips to Jefferson City, where your dad is getting all these awards, and you're not really paying attention to that. It seems like the military world wasn't really clicking for you until all of a sudden it did.
Well, we would always go up to the bases, with my dad. Like, name some bases for me.
Oh, like Scott Air Force Base or something?
No, we never went there. We always went to Army bases.
Oh, Fort Knox, Fort Campbell, those kinds of places?
Just here in Missouri.
Oh, Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah. Oh, my God. We were up there all the time. I loved going there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the place up on, what is it?
Off of Goodfellow?
Off of Goodfellow.
Sure, yeah, the reserve.
We would go up there. We would go
unit
up there,
there.
reserve base, yep. And he he would bring home those,
MREs?
MREs.
I knew it.
Always had that. And we still have some of those at the house. And I would go in there just to get the little chocolate patties. Oh, my God. Those things are the
I think all military kids have done that.
Ooh,
All.
baby. I actually have, I think, one left. And I just...
I wouldn't
they're
eat that
so
if I was
good.
Yeah, don't eat the peanut butter now.
It didn't have peanut, but it was like all chocolate.
Oh, yeah?
It was
That's
just
a good
this
one.
big chocolate, looked like a hamburger, but it was all chocolate filled with chocolate. Oh, my Lord.
That was for the officers, probably.
Yeah, that's a different MRE.
It was the big old green package, babe. It looked like a big envelope, and it had the black writing on it. And downstairs in our basement is like a museum of its own we have my dad's clothes down there. We have his hats. We have his helmet from jumping out of the the airplanes and pictures. And I've been putting together the photo albums now.
That's awesome.
So I can see and I'm putting them in a timeline this time, so I can see everything. But I'm like, where are my baby pictures? Going back there.
Those are missing.
Where are my baby pictures? I'm like, I know I was adopted, but I look just like my mom.
So now it sounds like you were steeped in this military life. So was it an easy decision when you joined the Air Force Reserve?
Okay, I love singing and dancing. My dad talks about it in his book. And I was in college, so I'm like, I think I went in when I was like 20.
Okay.
They're like, dude, you got to do something. Because auditioning when I was a kid, I auditioned at the Muni. They didn't know what to do with me. I auditioned at different places, and they're like, oh, she's got a great voice, but we just not at this time.
You were really trying to make that performer life
I
work.
really wanted to sing and dance.
Yeah.
You didn't want to have to play all the parts anymore. You wanted to play the part.
Oh, man.
There you go.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and head off to college. I'm going to go to California. Maybe somebody will see me and, see my
no better
talent.
place.
California dreaming, man.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
So I was like, if I'm in a grocery store or something, I'll just start singing, And maybe somebody will hear me or see me or do something,
Yeah.
That never happened. Anyway, so my dad was like, you got to do something. Why don't you just go into the military? I was like, oh, okay. I didn't have to think about it. I was like, oh okay. He was like, talk to your cousin Devonna, who's doing, what does she do? She's still in. She's, not Air Force, Air National Guard.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Air National Guard, so, yeah.
Is she in town here? Or?
No, she lives in Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
So I would talk to her, and she was like, girl, they don't use washcloths now. I just want to let you know you just... That's the only thing I remember her talking about. They don't use washcloths. You just don't have to use your hands and some soap. It's like, what? No washcloths?
Oh, my gosh.
The thing about the military is I try to get a lot of people to go into the military, kids up to like 40 years old.
Sure.
People are like, oh, they're just, flitting and fleeting here and there, and they're just not doing, what they want to do. I'm like, you can go into the military because it's just like the regular world. It's its own little world. You can do whatever you want to sing, dance. If I would have known I could have sung in the thing,
the choir.
I would have did that. I really would have.
No one told you about the choir?
No.
Oh,
baby,
man.
no. Nobody told me about audition or anything. And I was like, oh, man, I could have did this. I didn't know until I got out because I never saw any of the bands.
Yeah.
Never. I didn't even know they had football until I went up to Colorado. I was like, they play sports in this thing too. What is the military?
They do everything.
Yeah, the
They literally
military
do
is
everything.
bad. What?
They'll pay you to be a professional athlete too, or Olympic athlete.
I just found, of course, right? I just saw that on Facebook. It's like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
So if I understand correctly, you did move to California, and then
I
you
was
joined,
already there. Yeah,
You were already there. So you joined the California Reserve.
Yeah, my dad was like, well, because it's a reservist.
Yeah.
I came back home. I had taken, I have to go back. I got to go back to high school. I was at Ladue High School, Dillman to Conway to the junior high to the high school.
Sure.
I think I left high school I left St. Louis when I was 14, and I came back for a second, like when I was 15, 16, graduated when I was 17. And let's see, I have to go back and figure out what I was getting ready to say.
Did you take some sort of test at that point in time?
The ASVAB,
In preparation, yeah.
I went from, I left when I was 14, came back, and because California school districts, they would have kept me behind when I was already advanced in school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, dang. So I went to Vashon, And I only went to Vashon because it was in the school district where my grandmother lived, but the principal lived in was our neighbor in Olivet. So my parents were assured that nothing bad would happen to me because that was a whole different world. Vashon at that time was like flashback to the 80s, big time. I'd never seen gold teeth. I'd never seen curls before. I'd never seen outfits that guys wearing outfits, a short and a top that match and have a hat. Oh my God. That was the weirdest thing. And the shoes. Man, that was a fashion show every day. We had to take the ASVAB, and I scored like a 60. So I was like, oh, okay. I've forgotten all about that thing. And then my dad said, you come back and, you enlist here in St. Louis. I was like, okay. And they were like, okay, well, she scored high enough to be in civil engineering. He was like, great. I was like, what's that? I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to travel. No, you're not ready to do that. I mean, I've been on my own since my parents used to send me to California when I was like 8. Get on the plane. Hey, little boy. I'm like, I'm a girl. What are you talking about? Because I had a big afro. I'm a girl.
Did you have family in California?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom's family are AME, African Methodist Episcopal.
Gotcha.
And so preachers all throughout. Boy, you had to go to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
How long was church?
Exactly, right? All I remember is you go to church and you starving, and they already have breakfast downstairs, and you can still smell the eggs and bacon. I'm like, that's so wrong. That's so wrong. We're up here starving to death, and you got us in church to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. When is this thing going to end? This does not make any sense. And I'm over here, no wonder the kids over here screaming and yelling. Yeah.
But you got your singing in during church, I'm guessing.
Kind of, sort of, not really. Kind of, sort of. They had their own choir, and I didn't like gospel music because they're all wailing. I'm like, that's not the kind of music I want to sing. To this day, I really don't like gospel music. It sounds like funerals are happening.
I see. Sure.
I got you.
You prefer Billy Preston.
When they go around in a circle. Yeah.
So you had the ASVAB score, and you had enough of a score to do civil engineering. Not that you were that interested in it. So then later on, after you moved to California, that comes back into play?
I hated it. I hated the military. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. You know why I hated it? Because every time on the weekends that I had to do my duty, there was a good concert, bro. I'm serious. I was interning at Warner Electric Atlantic Records, PGD, Polygram Group Distribution. I was working at the big wigs. So I'm like, oh, man, I got backstage pass. I can't even go to the concert this weekend. I hate you, military. I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, they weren't gonna let you get the backstage pass over them.
Man, I tell you.
So where was that internship?
But I
was
stayed
that in
in
LA?
for a long time. No, it was San Francisco.
Oh, it was in San Francisco. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was really into music.
Yeah.
I really wanted to. I still do. I love to sing. That's what the phone call was all about. You got to go on The Voice. I ain't going on The Voice.
So I guess that answers the question of why you chose reserve as opposed to active duty. Mm-hmm. You didn't want to go full-time military. You just wanted a piece of it, but still have your own life.
Yeah, if I would have known better, I would have switched over to active duty.
Yeah.
If I would have known I could sing in the military, I could have been in the band, bro.
Tell them to give you that singing contract.
I actually got accepted to Berklee College of Music.
Sure. That's great.
Berklee School of Music, whichever you want to call it. And I was the second person in the history of the college to actually get in without having to audition.
How did that happen?
I know, right? My referrals were that good.
That's fantastic.
And I had to learn how to sing music. I was in the Sweet Adelines Society. I've been singing all my life.
Yeah.
So it's naturally.
What's your vocal range?
Mezzo soprano.
Okay. That's very nice. Yeah.
mezzo soprano.
Yeah. You find that a lot in opera, if I'm understanding correctly. That's the vocal
I guess
range.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know I don't know all the different types of singing.
Boy, I love opera. I love operetta too. I from let's see, high school all the way through I think my third or second year in college, when I would come back to St. Louis, I was always at the Repertory Theater.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
okay. Did you ever have any desire to go to like New York and be on Broadway or anything like that?
Yeah. I watched Fame.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We traveled out to New York in high school. Yeah, we did Dolly World. We actually performed in all these different places.
Yeah.
So in high school, you were in the singing groups and all that jazz.
Choir, yeah. Choir all throughout my,
That's
life.
awesome.
So from 88 to 95, you're based there in San Francisco, drilling at Travis Air Force Base. What else was going on in your life at that point in time?
Computers were coming out.
Oh, yeah. That's the place to be for computers.
We learned about computers, how to type and everything while we were in, we had Apples at Vashon. We didn't have that stuff over at Ladue. Can you believe it?
Yeah, personal computers weren't big until like 94, right?
Yeah.
90.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about right.
We had a Gateway computer. I remember that. Do you remember Gateway?
Yeah.
With it had the cow pattern and the boxes and all that.
So I knew a little bit about something. So I was always put on the computer. They wanted me to learn how to actually take apart a computer. I love taking things apart. I was the tomboy that my dad wanted. I would watch him. That's how the all this civil engineering stuff came to play. Watching him put together the car, take car apart. That's me. I like to, I'll take apart I take apart the computer.
Sure.
The vacuum cleaner. If it's something I could do that, I can fix it. That's just me.
Does that sort of describe the production specialist title that you held in the Air Force Reserve? So tell us about production specialist. What does it mean to be a production specialist?
Just basically just logistics, man. Just telling people, oh, okay, you have to go here. We had a phone call. We have to go repair this. We have to repair that. We have to go. That's what we did in Panama when we went over to Panama.
Yes, so tell us
the Panama
about this.
Canal, yes.
Yeah, tell us about rebuilding the officers' quarters.
That was fun. We basically actually rebuilt a lot of the old quarters. We took apart things, took the floors up, took the bathrooms out, took the walls, and we did all of that.
Yeah.
Was that before Just Cause or after?
Just Cause.
In 89, after 89, what year did you go over there?
Oh gosh,
It had to have been after because you entered 88.
89 was.
I think
Just
it was
Cause?
like 91.
91. Okay.
I don't know what
just
Just
after.
Cause is.
Just Cause was a conflict in Panama where they took out Manuel Noriega.
Oh yeah, man.
You don't remember that?
Disney. I'm doing music, bro. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm in California. I'm doing my thing.
That is awesome. I love it.
I was the person that I was getting my hair done by. I found out he's from St. Louis. His entire family.
Oh, cool.
And I would
Small
go
world.
in, and all these celebrities, he would take them through the back door. I'm like, is it? Ooh, ooh.
Tell us
That's
about
awesome.
living in San Francisco.
I didn't live in San Francisco. I
Gotcha.
lived in Oakland and Richmond.
Sure, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was what it was.
It was what it was.
At the time, it was great for
Yeah.
me, because I was around a lot of celebrities.
Sure.
I'm a star chaser, I guess.
That is the side of the bay that gets a lot less attention, for sure.
I was going to Cal State Hayward, and I got an opportunity to dance with MC Hammer. He would come up to our school, to the Black Student Union, looking for people.
Yeah.
And then I got an opportunity to. This one guy kept messing with me every time he came up to school. I couldn't stand him. Oh my God, who was this ugly guy with all these people around me? That's Tupac, girl. Oh my God. He won't leave me alone. He's making fun of me. He always comes up. Ha ha ha! Look at her! Look at her! She can
Tupac and
dance,
MC
man.
Hammer.
She can dance,
Wow.
man.
MC Hammer was a big Oakland guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's from there, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
big Raiders fan.
Was he? Okay.
So take us back to June 95, the end of your service. Why do you decide to get out, and what happens next?
I think I had gotten pregnant and had a miscarriage while I was in the military in basic training. I like my hands. I don't like callous hands. I ended up falling into the sludge pit,
Oh gosh.
which they now call the burn pit.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they had me on a sitz bath for 4 months.
Wow.
Yep, I remember having that big old, what do they call it, donut, when the water has to go up through it.
Sure.
That, whew, try to explain to people what that is nowadays. I'm like, I had to look up. It's like burn pit. What is a burn pit? I know a sludge pit.
Yeah.
It was sludge. They deposited everything into that thing. I didn't know that.
And that was there
getting
on Travis.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
That's basic training.
Incredible. Oh, basic training.
That's basic training.
Oh, okay. Okay. San
That's
Antonio.
over San Antonio, yeah.
Gotcha.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
And I was
Wow.
like, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong down there.
So that's the beginning of your career.
Yeah.
You have that injury.
Yeah, and then I got pregnant and couldn't have the baby. I mean, I kept aborting babies.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep, never had any children. Yeah.
Wow.
The guys ask me nowadays, hey, what's wrong with you? You don't like guys? Don't you have any kids? What happened to you? I'm like, that's kind of personal.
Yeah, it's a little personal.
What you gonna buy me? So, yeah, so I was like, man, they messing me up with all the concerts that are coming up. And it's like, I gotta find a way to get out of this thing. Cause I didn't know anything else. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to tell them. I'm tired of you. I have to quit. I have to quit.
So it was an easy decision then.
That was easy.
Yeah.
It was bad, but they're like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I was like, "Are you really sure?" I didn't have any mentorship while I was in there.
Sure.
That kind of hurts my feelings. I got one award, and that was the training. And I was supposed to get all these other badges. I was like, I didn't know that. I was in the Girl Scouts. We got a lot of badges. You do stuff, you get badges. They didn't want to do anything for us. I'm sitting over there watching everybody getting awards. I'm like, really? Really?
Do you think you you got lost in the mix because it was a reserve? You're only seeing these folks, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer. Was that the issue?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That was the thing, though, I was told back in the 90s. A lot of ladies, especially, we didn't get promoted at all.
They
I
were
think I saw,
overlooked.
it was mostly men.
Yeah.
I saw, active duty, I saw reserves, but it was always the men.
Sure.
I think I saw maybe 2 or 3 ladies get promoted or get a reward or something.
Did you make some meaningful connections with people at your reserve unit?
Only my bed buddy, Monica Navarro, who's a general.
Oh, wow. How
She
about
has
that?
6 kids.
How about that?
I keep in touch with her online. She's
That's
awesome.
fantastic. Wow. So tell us what happens after 95, after June 95. You get out. You don't have much mentorship in terms of the process of getting out. How does that affect your life?
Still lost. What happens after 95? I think I moved back to St. Louis for a while, and I finally graduated college. Business administration, at Fontbonne.
Yeah.
And then I, decided I really want to go singing. I got to do something. So I think I moved out to Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. What was the draw for Boston?
I graduated from Fontbonne. Started working at youth hostels in St. Louis. They needed somebody to do event planning. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's event planning, music stuff. So I became really good at that. And then I was asked if I wanted to work at MIT. I was like, sure. She's like, oh, you'll be in charge of the alumni department in event planning. I was like, great, that'd be wonderful for me. I could get money, I get me a card. I saved up all of my checks from working at Hostel Lane International because I was with my parents. And then I got out there because Mom went to St. Joseph's College of Maine to get her master's degree. 6 months later, I met this guy. We get engaged. And, get out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at MIT waiting for my job to start. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I get there early. Didn't anybody call you and tell you they gave the job to someone internally? What?
Oh, my gosh.
So now I'm like homeless, boy. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I'm going to stay at the youth hostel this entire time. And I find out that my money had been stolen out of my bank. All the money I've been saving up that had gotten stolen.
How'd that
somebody
happen?
Somebody got a hold of my account.
Gosh.
Another Cynthia McCrea, I guess.
Man, oh, man.
Wasn't me.
Wow.
So I was, some of the professors, they decided to, let me stay at their place while they were on sabbatical.
Sure.
I was like, okay. They also got me a job on off of campus working as a office manager for Cavio Technologies. Because I was still good at tech stuff.
Sure.
And they showed me how to do a little bit of this, and I was a little dangerous. What else did I do after that? Oh, then I started getting more back interested in going to the military, and I was like, I should go back into the military. Oh,
what was behind that thought? Why were you starting to consider that?
Because I needed something to do. I needed a place to live.
Okay, out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I needed a place to live, bro. And then I got married to this guy, and it was like civil engineering all over again. I'm taking care of a 4-family apartment building that we got on our first anniversary. I'm doing contracts, writing contracts for all the contractors that are coming in. We're fixing up this old house that had 4 bedrooms in it. I wanted to get ladies into the house so they could get, a place to live.
Sure.
And we're moving from apartment to apartment while we're getting it fixed up. It was a whole thing, and you can see it on my Facebook page. And I'm winning awards for my neighborhood. I'm winning awards for our apartment complex our building, because it was the Point neighborhood. This is a Latino neighborhood, Dominicans and people from Guadalupe, whatever. They live down there. I didn't speak a lick of Spanish, not a lick of Spanish. And I was like, this place is like urban sprawl in New York City. I was like, it's got to look better. So I started painting. I can draw. I can't paint. So there was an island at the end of our street, and I just started asking for donations, and I started getting organizations to help me with stuff. And I'm making they just want a $25 million contract to fix up the rest of the area to start off where my painting was, my drawing on this building. They started doing all more drawings and stuff around in the neighborhood. It was really awesome.
What part of Boston is that in?
Salem, Salem,
sure.
Massachusetts.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
where we ended up living.
Gotcha. Okay.
Working, doing stuff for the mayor. And then people started asking me about my military experience. I was like, military, huh? They were like, aren't you a veteran? I was like, no, I'm not a veteran. My mom was like, you are a veteran. I was like, I'm not a veteran. What are you talking about? That's for men. I'm not a veteran. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought process.
She was like, you have your DD-214? I was like, yeah. She was like, you did your military time, right? You went to basic training. You graduated from that. You had a job, everything. I was like, yeah, you're a veteran. I was like, that's for men. Don't be, I'm not a man.
It's one of those Disney moments again. Disney.
Man, people think I'm airheaded because I'm really in my own world. I try to stay in my happy bubble.
Yeah.
You're a creative mind.
I try not to get out there and start messing around with any other. Nope.
Yeah.
Cynthia, can you do this? I probably can.
Uh-huh.
Really analytical. I'm very analytical.
Yeah.
I look at the whole, I can see the big picture. and everything starts to move in my
Sure.
head, like the doctor. I'm like that TV show about the autistic dude. I'm like, I am not autistic, but I can see the stuff in my head how it comes together.
Yeah.
I really can, and the military saw that in me too.
Sure. Earlier you mentioned, I wanted to get back to this because I thought this was interesting. Earlier you mentioned that you didn't have a mentor, you didn't have a sort of a guide while you were in the Air Force Reserve in California. Was there ever a moment where either your mother or your father tried to mentor you in terms of your military career, or maybe gave you advice about your military career?
No. And I think that's like a lot of parents back in that day. If they had parents that were well-to-do in that kind of thing, they did. I saw that at Ladue. I see that at Ladue. I still, some parents have a goal for their kids, and they try to nudge their kids into that. We had a kid who he was just goofy. He's like the principal now of this of this big school district on the north side.
Yeah.
And his wife is actually the vice principal of Ladue. And I was like, the goofiest person. And bro is doing great.
Yeah.
Doing great. But all of us that didn't have that, our parents just let us the schools, they let the schools, the teachers,
Sure.
Train us and do everything.
Yeah.
We're still like trying to figure our way, trying to do something.
So I want to tie the story regarding that rebeautification of the town in Salem and sort of starting a new community there to when you come back to St. Louis and you see the Vanda Venter neighborhood for the first time since you were young. If I remember correctly, in something I read about you, Cynthia, you had a real striking moment where you asked yourself, where did the neighborhood go? Mm-hmm. Tell us about that experience.
Used to be, it was nice. My grandmother would have me out there sweeping the front porch, the street, keeping our side of the neighborhood looking decent, looking really nice. We had houses there. There weren't like all these houses that are falling apart. They're just left there, and the city leaves them there. You go over to the Central West End, they can't do that.
Yeah.
But in North City, it's like, we don't care about those people. We're stealing their money. These people are stupid. They don't know anything. They're not trying to come together. And the ones that are coming together, they're stealing. So
look at the tornado from last year.
Oh my gosh.
And the ramifications of that.
That makes no sense. The Rams funds are going right into holes, as they say.
Yeah.
So in 2010, I moved back, and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. These people are just not coming together. Let's have some block parties again.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, okay, we can do that. Sure, that's fine.
It sounds like when you have community, meaning people are together and doing stuff together, it tends to be that they would care more about their surroundings.
You would think so.
Yeah.
So
if you can get them out talking and get them out enjoying each other, friendships, that kind of thing.
Not nowadays. I don't want them people in my business. That's the thought process. That's what I keep hearing. We don't want all those ladies. They just don't even like.
What do you think the change?
Arguing.
What do you think the change is that we've gotten less communal?
People have gotten scared. People have gotten. I don't know what's a good word for it.
Do you think it goes back to the internet? Back to
No.
personal computers?
No, not at all. Fathers used to bring a lot of people together. Look after my kid. I won't be here for for the weekend or whatever. I'm gonna be gone for a few hours, and then I think you see the kid down the street. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any schooling. He doesn't have any parents to teach him how to do this. I'm not going to teach him. People would start screaming, "Oh, you don't tell my kids to do this. You don't teach my kids how to talk." Oh, all of that crap.
I got you.
So then people started saying, "Oh, we're not going to talk to those people. They might be our neighbors, but we're going to keep out of, you don't get in people's business nowadays. They'll call the police on you. They'll argue. Those people are on drugs. They're crazy.
Fear of the unknown, but also close-mindedness, it sounds like.
Get outside and sweep, though.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that. Let my kids do that. Your kid is too short. They can't reach the garbage. They'll leave garbage on the side of the, the alley in the alleyway. The kids, they don't know what blue is. Maybe the boy is colorblind.
Yeah.
And the parent doesn't even know that the boy is colorblind. That's blue, that's green, that's, gray.
Sure. There's a story that you said soon after you got this idea to try to revitalize Van Deventer, and your mom started partnering with you in that effort. There's a story I read about you meeting with the Van Deventer sort of like neighborhood association, and they couldn't decide if they even wanted to move forward with trying to build the community back.
They had started, it never stopped. There's groups. I am in my 50s. We have people in their 60s and 70s that are set in their ways. They know what they know. They don't know who I am.
Sure.
They don't know that I was raised in that neighborhood from a baby on up.
Yeah.
I've been going in California and in Boston. These people don't know me.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm a stranger to them, coming into their neighborhood, telling them what to do. Tell us what to do. It's like, okay. But I've been homeless a couple of times while in college. And so I'm like, man, we've got this big house here. Why don't we house female veterans in it? And because I'm still trying to find my way, why don't we do it this way? Why don't we house a few female veterans that we can, 5 to 7 in our house? Because my grandmother always let out rooms, which is rent out rooms to other people.
Yeah.
Why don't we do the same thing, but we'll keep them as female veterans, get them some mentorships, help them get all their benefits, help them get a house, help them get a car, help them get on the road that they want, not just a job, but a real career, the career that they want, their dream career. And let's call it Veteran Women of Influence. How about that? I went to my dad. I said, what do you think? He was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. My mom was like, we could do that. I was like, okay, bet. And we started working on it. And my dad's cancer flared back up. And then he passed away in 2013. I don't remember. Mom had a stroke right after. I'm like, oh, man, I can't do this by myself. I don't want to do this by myself. I'm trying to get the community together, and they're acting up.
And you probably drew some inspiration from your father, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. My mom's the talker. My dad's the doer.
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur as well. And she's just there.
And so losing him, I'm sure, hurt your motivation at least a little bit. And then your mom having her stroke and health setback.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
So then tell us how you finally started moving with Veteran Women of Influence. How did that gain momentum?
I had to. I just I wanted the community to be better. I wanted, if I'm going to have these ladies living in the house, they gotta be assured that it's a safe neighborhood, that it looks safe, that it looks beautiful. Yeah. So I was like, that across the street, what is going on with these houses and the lots of land? The grass is just growing and just. I mean, the grass is 6 feet tall. We have to do something about it. So I was like, let me go and see what these programs are that they have in the city. It was like, okay. They have the dollar lots. They have the garden program. I was like, okay, let me see if they'll let me get these 3 lots. I thought it was 1 lot. They said, 3 houses used to be here. You can get this for $1 and for 5 years. For 5 years. I mean, $1 each year for 5 years. Yeah. I was like, $5? I can do that. I can do that.
That's awesome.
So I started Ubering and doing Lyft and
Yeah.
so I could pay for grass cutting. Grass cutting is expensive, bro.
It is very.
really. And that sucker won't stop. It just every 2 weeks. I'm like, we just cut the grass.
That's how I feel about my hair.
Your hair is pretty, by the way. It's really nice. Why are you wearing that hat, bro? And it's like every 2 weeks I had to $150
Wow.
to get that grass cut,
Yeah.
and that's for 3 lots. That's a lot. And I was like, I've got an idea. I just started drawing pictures on it. I was like, okay, this is what I want. 25 different areas I counted. These are 25 different areas. I just drew everything. I just sketched it all out there. And so I found out that there was grants to start different programs to get the lot really going through a Brightside STL. They gave me some, in-kind donations, and I had to go and find volunteers.
Yeah.
The thing about having a nonprofit is you have to have other people to help you out with.
Sure.
You can't just do it by yourself.
As much as you'd probably like to, it's impossible.
No. I don't really like working by myself. I love working with other people, but most people get on my nerves and they like to bully me because I'm in my own world. I just want to create and let everybody else do the work.
Sure.
Let me create, and I can say, hey, what do you think about this? I think this is a great idea. Can you help me get it started? Can you help me keep it moving? Can you?
Collaborative environment.
McDonald's not going to work with somebody just flipping the burgers. It's not going to grow into this billion-dollar corporation, you know.
Yeah.
You need to have the, financial experts, somebody to do the computer, somebody to, do the research, somebody to be in the front. You need to have all
Takes a
these
team.
working parts.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of celebrities, there's a lot of moving parts, TV. So a lot of people don't, Cynthia just wants to do that on her own. No, she doesn't. Cynthia's selfish. No, she isn't. You just want to have everything there and push me to the side. And then you'll come back to me and act like I'm the jackass where you don't even know what the next step is.
Mm.
You're going to skip all over to Z. From A to Z, you go to Z when we still need to be at A.
Yeah.
This is how I see it. What's the next step? Can we move to the next step? And we need to have somebody here. We need to have at least 10 to 16 board members. When I was, what was I doing? I was working over at Hostelina International, and I was basically running the events, just like in the military. I'm leading and guiding people. This is where we need this person to go and this person, and we need to order these products, and we need to do. And I want to stay on top. I want to go to like McDonald's and they don't have my Coca-Cola.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you knew that Coca-Cola was running out, bro. When it got to half, you needed to go and order it. You needed to have that on order right there. Them cups, you needed to have those cups before you got down to 1 cup. So a lot of people don't see that, and I can see that big picture, but it's like, you got to take these little steps. And I would like to have board members. I've been on a board of 21 people. And when I was on that board, I created the 21. And when I joined Hostelina International as a program manager, they were in the red.
Mm.
They had no money. They were drowning. In 5 months, I took them from that red all the way to be in the black, whatever, where they were doing well.
That's great.
They had all kinds of different companies helping them out and giving them everything that they needed. Yeah. We had 21 board members. Everybody was working. We started getting youth hostels on during the summertime on different campuses here because St. Louis does not have a youth hostel. Sure. They had sort of one. But we still don't have one to this day. But we are defunct now. And so with Veteran Women of Influence, housing 7 women, you do need to have connections in the community, network connections. Sure. And I want to be able to network with all these different veterans who could help us. And you don't have to be a veteran to sit on the board. And you don't have to be a woman to sit on the board. We need people who actually believe in female veterans, who want to help female veterans and help our community grow because we're right up the street, down the street from John Cochran Hospital. We're right there. And so now we have the community garden. That's 25 different areas. Those need to be sponsored as well. I'm not going to keep getting out there and breaking my back. I broke my back for a long time when we started the garden in 2017. And that has been the staple in the community. For the last 3 years, I've held a Urban Gardens Holiday Lights program where we actually light up the entire garden. This year we had 15,000 lights in the garden.
Wow.
Every year I think of a theme, and we're supposed to be doing urban gardens, not just urban garden.
Yeah.
So last year we had the opportunity to work with another garden, and I decorated that. When I say I decorated it, it was because their interns, through Love the Loop, they fell off the block. So I ended up making all of these decorations. They had the candy can land, and we had our, what was it called? I forget what it was called, because we had a different theme this year. But it was so beautiful. We had crystals out there this year. I made all the little crystal lights and everything. It doesn't cost a lot, and it doesn't require a lot of time if you have the people to help you.
Sure.
When one person does it, it takes forever because you have your life to live.
Yeah.
I just want everything to be Disney.
I think I sort of understand why having a garden in a community that is going through revitalization and reemergence is important. But I'd love for you.
It wasn't going through that. It was not going through that.
So tell us what the garden did.
The garden brought people to it. Now people slow down and they're like, in this neighborhood? What?
They didn't think it was possible.
They remember their grandparents, and their grandparents would have stopped by and, oh my God, it's coming back. The neighborhood is coming back.
How about that? How does that make you feel when you hear things like that?
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of negativity toward it. Oh, her and that little garden. And there were people.
You're always going to have detractors.
Yeah.
That's awful, but
You got to start somewhere.
they're jealous.
So homes.com actually came over to the garden, and they have put us as the garden as the focal point for the community.
Wow.
On TV, they've said this is the first healing and meditation garden in St. Louis City, public garden. They even put it on Google Maps.
Oh, cool.
The Vanderveer Community Garden. I was like, what? That's awesome. We had SLU students come over, and they said that in the North City area, there are very rare insects over there. So they started doing some research over in our garden. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, the zoo has, they said over on Page Boulevard.
Sure.
They started looking for the owls. There's different birds that hang out in the trees in North St. Louis. Why? I don't know. But we also have a lane that on North Sarah, it's all apple trees.
Oh, cool.
You can go down the street and just pick your apples, and it's part of the food map. The World Food Map.
That
I
is so
have
cool.
seen that on the news before.
That's so cool.
So our neighborhood is really nice. It's, if you rode your bike, 7 minutes to the Central West End and 11 minutes to the History Museum, and I ride my bike.
Yeah, located there. It's in between MLK Drive and Delmar Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really great spot of St. Louis.
It really
when you think
is.
about it historically.
Oh,
The
very
buildings
historic.
are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I wanted to ask you, Cynthia, is about the healing part of the neighborhood community healing and meditation garden. Explain for us how someone will find healing there at the garden.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. Wow, you got that, huh? So it's the Vanderveer neighborhood, pause, community healing, pause, and meditation garden. Community healing comes in when people come together and they start talking to one another and bringing progress to the neighborhood, along with bringing development to the neighborhood. And development could be creating another green space, having music outside, and I'm not talking about that disturbs your neighbor, but wants to bring your neighbor in and involve them, like over in the over by WashU, I forget the name of the neighborhood. They have the porch bands where they come out and they have music on different porches for the weekend. Those are nice, and people just walk around. Food stands out there, and we have so many musicians, so many artists in the neighborhood. The lady that lived across the street from my grandmother, she was a scientist, actually, another scientist, over at MIT. But she passed away, and somebody else has her house. And right now, St. Louis has a problem with letting, what do you call those people that starts with an S? They just come in and live in the house.
Yes, squatters.
Squatters.
Yes.
That's sad. And they're burning up the houses.
That's a big issue in California as well, actually.
The squatters, they have the same problem in Arizona. They'll get the wealthiest house because those people are not at the house.
Sure.
But I don't know. You would think that the mayor would be so happy to have a beautiful neighborhood, a beautiful city, and be the proudest person ever.
Why do you think neighborhoods like Vandeventura get overlooked so often?
Great question. I don't think it has to do with skin color. I really don't. But I don't know what it is. I'd like to say it doesn't have to do anything with skin color. I would like to, in my Disney world. But yeah.
Something about city officials not seeing the worth of that area?
They see the worth in it. They do. That's how all the universities got built. I mean, if you used to go down Highway 40, right in Chesterfield, you saw the RVs.
Sure.
In Ladue, you see RVs. Those were all black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Those were Maplewood, black neighborhood. Then they built the Lowe's and all of that over there. They moved the black people out. Lady Jazz, big time jazz artist, she was over there. I mean, Clayton, black neighborhood.
It sounds like
it was a black neighborhood.
It sounds like it's just the tragedy of bad city planning and also not caring for people.
All I can think about is in the summertime, it gets hot. Hot, hot, hot. We need more water features. And I would love, me and another lady, we've put together a plan where we can have water features flowing through St. Louis all the way to downtown to the riverfront. It could happen.
Yeah. I think back to the story you told us, Cynthia, of going to visit your grandmother who had been a sharecropper all her life. And you can still remember, you still have all of the senses of stomping your hands down on that well-worked land and feeling the dust come up. And you knew that was because it had been worked for so long. And there had been so much blood, sweat, and tears put into that land. And I think you're trying to do the same thing in Vandeventura and in St. Louis. And I applaud you for your efforts, and I applaud you for being part of that healing experience. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that was really well said. Yeah, I think that, the St. Louis area could really use some intentionality around the things that Cynthia has been intentional about. So again, Cynthia, Ethan said it very well, but we applaud you for your work, your effort, and your consistency in trying to add value to your community. And we appreciate your veteran service. You are a veteran, and I'm glad you know that now. And it takes every one of us and all the differences that we have, and your creativeness makes you unique and makes you valuable, and we appreciate that part of you as well, because without that creativity we wouldn't have the garden. So thank you for your service. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off of the Operation Insight podcast from the Mid-America Veterans Museum.
Operation Insight is brought to you by the Mid-America Veterans Museum, where we believe every veteran has a story. If you agree and you enjoyed today's podcast, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a review on whichever platform you listen. Don't forget, sharing this episode with friends and family is a great way to support the museum and our mission of sharing veteran stories. Thank you for listening.